What do you think?
Annalise, or am I on?
Yeah, you're good, but okay, you're good.
Annalise Cunningham. I'm a senior. I participated in Jumpstart for 2 years, core member for 1 year, team leader for 1 year.
All right. What do you do as a team leader?
Everything, no. We get session reviews with team leader meetings on Fridays where we go over the session plan in advance and make sure that we understand all the curriculum and the materials needed. And we lead circle time, which consists of songs and poems. And we try to coach the core members on how they can improve on all the different skills that Jumpstart requires. And we facilitate reading. When core members are in their reading groups, we give them time warnings on how much time they have left, so we kind of oversee session in general.
Please describe your team leader role and how it differs from the core members role.
As a team leader, you're kind of in charge of making sure that your team understands all the elements of session. As a core member, you still have to understand those, but you have a little bit more coaching and you're in charge of individual reading groups. As a team leader, you don't have reading groups, but you coach your core members on how to read to the children. As a team leader, you do all of circle time. As a core member, you get to participate in circle time instead of being a facilitator. And a big difference is the team meetings. So team leaders are in charge of making agendas and facilitating what needs to be talked about at team meetings, and core members are more participatory.
How do team meetings support Jumpstart sessions and your work with the children?
It's our time to talk about how everything went. So we can talk about things that we need to problem solve for upcoming sessions, what went well, what didn't go well, things that people have questions about. It's our time to practice on things, logistics, paperwork, timesheet reminders. It's just a nice time block where everyone's together so we can talk about what's happened in the preschool that week and what we need to move forward on.
What are the benefits of working on a team during Jumpstart sessions?
Well, it provides more adults in the classroom for the amount of children that we have. It allows for small reading groups. It allows for you to get a modge podge of ideas. So you may read a session plan and your teammate may get a whole different perspective of what the purpose is. So it's a good time for brainstorming and hearing different people's opinions.
How has participating in Jumpstart impacted you personally?
It has dramatically changed me. I started out as a bio major and was really heavy into neuroscience, and after working in the preschool, I decided that I'm really interested in child development and the different milestones in learning that specifically age 3 to 5 has. So it's really helped me understand and find my niche in children and what I want to study.
Why have you chosen to participate in Jumpstart in the first place, and what has kept you committed?
I got my financial aid package and it said work study, and I had no idea what that meant besides like working at the gym. And I didn't want to work at the gym or like a cafe. So my sister had told me to look into Jumpstart because she did it when she went to school in California. So that's why I applied, but I've stayed because you get to see the most magical things. You get to see kids learn and obtain social skills, and you are there twice a week plus your cat time, so you see the most incredible things. They love you unconditionally. They want you to see you. They miss you when you're gone. They are just as much interested in your life than you are in theirs, and it's just fun to see that what you're doing when you come into work and what you're getting paid for is actually impacting someone.
What have you learned about yourself through your participation in Jumpstart?
That as a team leader, you can't show your frustration as easily as it may come, and that you have to understand that just like the kids, everyone learns differently and everyone perceives instructions differently. So it's really taught me to not just take it as I would understand it, but brainstorm how I have to phrase things and what I have to emphasize and what has to be more specific to make sure that I'm properly coaching an entire team and not just doing what works for me. So it makes you, I guess, overall think about people in general and not just specifically what works for you, because when you're a core member, it's kind of like your own deal. Like you prep your center, you do what you need to do, you prep your book, you have your group, whereas becoming a team leader, I've had to think about why aren't they getting it? Why don't they understand? I've told them this, what's going on? So it makes you a better leader and a better communicator.
What are some important things that you think applicants should know about participating in Jumpstart?
That it is a real job and it's going to take a lot of time. And I think on face value, Jumpstart can look like really easy and, oh, I'm gonna go to a preschool and play with kids, but I don't necessarily think there's always that understanding that there's work that you're doing at home and you're really working. You have to prep your book, you have to go to meetings, you have to show up to the preschool, because your time there influences how successful Jumpstart is. So it's just like a regular job. You have to treat it with time management, you have to treat it with, professional manner. So it's a real job.
What is CAT and why is it an important part of Jumpstart?
CAT stands for Classroom Assistance Time, and it is your job to go into the classroom and help the teacher however he or she needs you to do so. So of course you're supposed to spend that time with the kids, but it's also like if they're really overwhelmed and they need to run and make a phone call, it just provides an extra set of hands. If they need you to make some cutouts, whatever they need you to do, you're kind of there to make their day go smoother.
And how do you fit classroom assistance time into your schedule?
First, you schedule your classes ahead of time so that you can kind of block out, you can't have class during sessions, so you need to facilitate your classes where they won't interfere with that, and then you need to figure out a 4-hour block, and it's just like any other time commitment that you would have for a job. So I would say the best rule is to schedule your classes early and stick with a consistent time.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.